Hello and welcome to WMLT News. I'm Courtney Vanatter. Environmental activist Larry Gibson died last Sunday at age 66. Gibson was a longtime opponent of mountaintop removal, coal mining, who spoke at schools, churches, and public gatherings across the country. Gibson founded the Keeper of the Mountains Foundation in 2004. The foundation made a statement on its website saying that Gibson died from a heart attack in his home on Cayford Mountain in Raleigh County. The foundation has a private funeral planned and a public memorial service to be announced. Hurricane Sandy may leave parts of West Virginia inaccessible until spring. The early season snowfall that accompanied the superstorm through the eastern mountains has caused many closed roads and parks. This has created a challenging season for hunters because of the number of trees blocking forest roads and the safety threats posed by damaged trees. Montgolfier National Forest has seemed to receive the most damage in the area. Holly River State Park in Webster County closed for the year because of the power outages when it normally stays open until the last Monday in November. Blackwater Falls State Park in Tucker County has also closed due to lack of power and trees blocking access to roads. Winter is approaching fast here in West Virginia, and Randy Horner has made more on what you need to be prepared.
It's that time of year when temperatures start to fall and it may snow. And we might think it's beautiful, even go out and play in it. But once we have to drive in the snow, it can become very dangerous, with over 30,000 people dying in car accidents every year. That is why I went over to our local mechanic here in Athens, West Virginia.
For the winter time, make sure that you have your tires properly inflated. Make sure your fluid levels are all in good order, like antifreeze, brake fluids, steering fluids, stuff in that order to maintain safeness. And as the weather changes, drive accordingly. If you have rain a spell or snow, slow down. Try to maintain a good range. Make sure your wiper blades are good also. That's the least thing people think about until it's raining.
Of course, when driving in winter weather, you always want to slow down and use your best judgment. But your best judgment isn't always perfect. And in case something were to happen, there are a few certain things you always want to have in your car with you. And one of these things could be like this mat right here for traction in case you get stuck in the snow, or these jumper cables right here, or even a flashlight in case it's dark outside. But if something were to happen really bad, you always want to have like a sleeping bag or maybe a first aid kit, just in case somebody is getting hurt real bad.
And as a recap, the items that should be checked on your car are antifreeze, brake fluid, and steering fluid levels, wiper blades, that tires are properly inflated, and drive slower. And the items that you should have in your car are jumper cables, a mat or rug, ice scraper, flashlight with batteries, small tools, tow rope, first aid kit, some extra clothes, a sleeping bag, water, food, and candles with matches. This is Randy Horner for WMLT.
A second man was arrested in connection to a shooting of a Beckley man. Antonio Wade of Beckley was charged with unlawful possession of a deadly weapon by a convicted felon. Sheriff Steve Tanner says the charges are not directly related to the murder. Police are still searching for a juvenile who was also involved, who also faces murder charges when he is found. The National Guard gave West Virginians a hand at the polls for last week's national election. In the wake of Hurricane Sandy, the Guard was tasked with setting up generators and makeshift polling stations in areas still without power. As of last week, 30 shelters were still open in 18 counties. The West Virginia National Guard said 600 members were still on active duty in the state, cleaning road debris and helping local residents. WMLT will be back in just a moment. Two West Virginian men pleaded guilty on Monday to selling synthetic hallucinogens in one of the largest prosecutions of its kind. In the U.S., 30-year-old Jeremiah Phillips and 40-year-old Derek Callip were charged in April for selling the drugs, also called bath salts, in shops in Buchanan and Clarksburg called Hot Stuff and Cool Things. The owner of those shops, 48-year-old Jeff Paglia, has also charged and has indicated a possible guilty plea. Federal agents and police caught them by posing as customers who were arrested and buying bath salts under names such as Ivory Wave and Vanilla Sky. The paranoia-inducing drugs have been known to cause teens and young adults to act in bizarre ways, such as self-mutilation while hallucinating. Concord University, along with 92 other colleges across the nation, will participate in the Remembrance Day National Roll Call on Monday, November 12th. The service to honor American servicemen and women who have served, who are serving, and those who have died in the service. All participating campuses will have a moment of silence at 11 a.m. Lieutenant Brett Morris, the National Roll Call Coordinator, said, "We want to rally campus communities across the nation to send a message to the troops currently serving, that we as a national body of students have not forgotten their sacrifices. Concord University's observance will begin at 8 a.m. and will continue until the names of 6,500 fallen soldiers have been announced." A 67-year-old nun has pleaded not guilty to a grand larceny charge stemming from the theft of nearly $130,000 from two Catholic church parishes in western New York. Sister Mary Ann Rapp entered her plea on Monday night in Kendall Town Court in Orleans County. Rapp is charged with stealing $128,000 from rural parishes in Kendall and nearby Holly, where she used to work. Buffalo officials say she was placed on leave in February 2011 and fired 2 months later. She's accused of stealing the money between March 2006 and April 2011. Officials say that Rapp has a gambling problem and they believe that she spent the money at casinos. With the winter season nearing, many of us are due their annual flu shots. Alicia Evans has more.
Thousands of people come to the Mercer County Health Department in order to receive their flu shot. People come here to receive their flu shot, which is usually 80 to 90% effective. The Mercer County Health Department is asking you to roll up your sleeve and take preventive measures for this flu season. Each year, there are a certain number of vaccine strains recommended for those who receive the vaccination. The flu shot is an inactivated vaccine containing a dead virus that is given with a needle. This year, the 3 strains of influenza viruses include 2 A viruses and 1 B virus.
When you get the flu, you're going to have an elevated temperature of over 101, cough, sore throat. That's what makes it different from just a regular cold.
And what can you do to keep from getting the flu this season?
Wash your hands good, stay out of big crowds, and stay home if you're sick. Have your co-workers stay home. If your children are sick, keep them home from school, and that makes the public a safer place.
Melanie was so persuasive that she talked me into getting my flu shot, and it really wasn't bad. According to the Center for Disease Control, severe side effects are very rare. The most common side effect of the vaccine is soreness at the spot where the shot was given, which lasts less than 2 days. But for others, the side effects aren't even noticeable.
I've never had a side effect, and coming out here, when they give you the shot, you can't even feel it, really.
At the Mercer County Health Department for WMLT, I'm Alicia Evans.
An organization on Concord's campus is sparking interest among student passerbys. Dalton Paul helps to shed light on the world of Amped Guard and live action role play.
Live action role play. It's an activity in which players don medieval attire and duke it out with foam swords and armor. Concord University has its very own chapter of the international organization titled Amped Guard. James Blankenship, who serves as the local president of Amped Guard, spoke with us concerning what the organization is all about. Bellator, another local LARPer, explains some of the hard work and creativity that goes into making the handmade weapons and armor used in Amped Guard. Although the Amp Guard players often get strange looks from campus passersby, they say that they are merely just participating in an organization they find interesting and fun. They also urge any students interested in becoming a member to just show up to one of their meetings in the Valley. Reporting from Concord University with WMLT News, this has been Dalton Paul.
A Cabell County man with multiple drunken driving convictions avoided a life sentence for recent charges on Tuesday. John David Caldwell pleaded guilty to the Cabell County Circuit Court to a third offense, DUI, in exchange for the life sentence. According to the Herald-Dispatch, Circuit Judge Alfred Ferguson sentenced the 49-year-old to 5 to 16 years in prison. Caldwell will also be required to receive alcohol treatment while in prison. Court records show that Caldwell has been arrested on DUI charges 13 times and has had 7 felony third offense DUI convictions since September 1982. A former Sophia police officer added a new charge to his federal lawsuit against his former chief, Tommy Peck. Damon McDowell says he was fired because he is black and that they deliberately spoiled evidence. McDowell alleges Peck failed to preserve the computer records that showed whether the document for McDowell's unemployment history was created before or after he was fired. He also claims that Peck altered documents since the lawsuit was filed. Peck says that she only fired McDowell after he left an Applebee's in Beckley without paying his bill. Africa has a history of congested and unreliable transportation. A new $3 billion bullet railway system has built to fix some of the problems. The new train can reach speeds of 100 miles an hour smoothly and is equipped with modern furnishings and air conditioning. The train links the cities of Johannesburg, the hub for businesses, and the economy of Pretoria, the political capital of South Africa. The hope that the Gautrain will increase the economy of South Africa and make traveling between the cities much safer. The railway's main stop is the Tambo International Airport, but many more stops are planned for the bullet train. Rules have been implemented to keep the train as clean as possible. One happy traveler commented, "I'll certainly be taking the Gautrain again, definitely." This has been WMLT News from Concord University. Tune in again in 2 weeks.